Right, welcome back to the channel. Okay, we got another one today. This one comes off the uh, toxic bond with mother or unhealthy bond with mother. Because, this was a question one of my subscribers asked. Rimantino, I think is how you say his name. He asked a great question on how to build a healthy bond essentially with your mother. And so this one comes off based off of that, which is pretty cool, pretty exciting way to do it. It was fun researching this one and learning it. Um, so yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So building a healthy bond to mother, right? Because most hidden men or nice guys have an unhealthy bond to their mothers. Whether it's a positive or a negative, they are either overly attached or they are detached from their mothers. And this happens unconsciously for most people. Right? Most guys are not even aware that this is happening. It's happening unconsciously. So being monogamous to your mother interferes with your life and your relationships. Often hidden men often put their mothers first. Nice guys as well often put their mothers first over everything else. For example, in a relationship, he will always listen to his mother and follow what she says before he will follow his wife or his LTR or listen to her, right? And this in total prevents hidden men or men in general from actually committing to their wives or their long-term partners, their LTRs. Um, we also have the another one, which is the detached hidden man or hidden men, right? They are detached. They resent their mothers for either being too controlling, manipulative, using them as an emotional outlet, or kind of abandonment. Um, the, so they often try to compensate for the mother's behavior and blame or often cut off their mothers, right? They often blame, in some cases this is the right step. I mean, some people have really toxic parents or mothers. Then the right step is to just cut them off, to disengage, right? So I want to look at how, based on that, I want to look at how I could build a strong bond and relationship with my mother from a healthy point, right? A healthy point. So here, my quest to figure this out. This is what I've learned and figured out to build that strong bond without the resentment, right? We're trying to relieve the resentment out of it here. So the first step, right? Step number one: take a look at the relationship. Are there any specific things she does that makes you lose it? Like what are the pain points? Essentially, like what keeps coming up each time that makes you feel hurt or put up a wall? Just mark that down, right? You know, whatever it is. Then point number two, or step number two, is take responsibility. Now, caveat: this is not about who is to blame. We all play a role, whether we let the actions go on or whether we stroke those flames. You know, we all have some kind of part in this. So what you need to take a look at is like, what do you do that makes it worse? Right? Do you make comments on the things you know she's sensitive about? And I say again, this is no one's blame. This is just to acknowledge what do we keep doing to keep that issue alive, and it's not to blame anyone. It's like why is this issue keep coming up, right? And then step number three is her POV, her point of view. You're gonna go try to see things from her perspective, right? Because she's had her own set of problems and programming from her childhood. Take a look at how she was raised. How did her family raise her? How did her father or mother raise her? She might not have had enough support for her issues, and so she's carried them over to you, right? Step number 4, forgive her. Now, before you leave, just hear me out. Forgiving her is for you and not for her. Um, when we don't trust, when we don't just forgive, and you hold on, right? You hold on to those negative and hurtful emotions or that pain, right? And then you relive it and relive it and relive it again and again and again and again and again in your head. Um, and this just kind of poisons your mind, right? It makes you feel worse, and you just keep hurting yourself again and again. Whereas forgiving her and letting go of the negative emotions, right? Remember, it's not condoning her behavior or reconciling with her, but it lets you take back control of not letting it control you. So a step you can do for this one is you can like write a letter or journal about what you feel. Send, don't send, that is up to you. The main thing is to get what you feel out onto paper so that you can see, right? Then there is step number 5. Step number 5 is think about your needs, right? Yours in the camera that you watching, your needs, right? What do you need from the relationship? Right? What is she able to give you? Okay, so here's the key. What is she able to give you, and what is she willing to give you, right? If she can't give you more of what you need, and you keep looking for or asking for more, well, that's kind of useless because she cannot give it, right? So you need to come to terms with that and move on, which you can go back to step 3 with this one, which is her point of view, right? Take a look at it. Like, she can't give you more. Stop asking for more. Just come to terms with it. Step number 6, you can't change her. You can't change someone else, essentially. So you can't make her better or change her. If you try, it will just push her away and will probably hurt you some more, right? Because she can lash out, or and if you keep trying to change her, it'll just make her. Well, it'll make you resentful. Sorry, it'll make you frustrated, feel hopeless. Remember, people change only if they want to. You can't control that. You can't force them to change. So what you can do there is you can just focus on what you can control, which then goes into step number 7, which is boundaries, right? So we may not have the control of what others do, but you have 100% control over what you do, right? So this is where boundaries start. Boundaries are not requests or asking, right? Let me repeat that again. Boundaries are not requests or asking. If she does something we don't like, crossing the boundary, we can't control her and ask her to stop. We can't. If she keeps, well, you can. You can't control her, but you can ask her to stop. And if she keeps doing it, you can say, if you don't stop doing ABC, whatever it is, then I'm not going to come visit as much. Or or if it's over the phone, you say, I won't answer your calls if you keep doing it, right? It doesn't always have to be spoken. You can, if you stop communicating back either in text or while he's talking to her, when she says something hurtful and manipulative, that is a boundary. It is hard to keep the boundary. Let me read that one as well. It's hard to keep the boundary, but stick to it, push the relationship in a healthy direction, right? Once she starts realizing and sticking to it, like if you don't react, you don't get anything out of you, she's likely to drop it, right? Throughout all of this, caveat to notice, you can lose contact with your mother. or the perceived closeness you had with her, if you did, but ultimately it will put you in a healthier position. And so when you start this, be willing to know that, or know that you might have to just cut it off, close that contact with her. Otherwise, nothing's going to change. But it puts you in a healthier position, and hopefully she will come to terms with everything, and then you can continue to build a healthy relationship. That is it for this one. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below what you think, if you have any steps you want to add or any questions about this. This was a great one to research and study, and some things I can implement in my life. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.